Rise and shine, it's a brand new day. Ken and Ken take the stage, ready to play. Weekdays at 10, the cars and the scene. Coffee in hand, they're living the dream. Aggression in the voice, got the whole town awake. Bringing fire to the mic, make no mistake. Shows in the corner, spitting out facts. Dropping truth bombs, ain't holding back. Ken and Ken in the morning, feel the heat. From 10 a.m. CST, can take a seat. We live and loud, that break in the mind. Light up your speakers, crank up the sound. They're talking about life upside down. Opinions exploding like a sonic blast. In the studio, they're built to last. With passion and grit, they engage and ignite. Every single week, their foes can't fight. From sports to politics,
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Well, hello there, everybody, and welcome to Ken and Ken in the Morning with the Ken on vacation and the special guest of Matthew from the Valhalla Hour. How are you doing today, buddy?
Hey, happy Victory Wednesday.
I was going to say, it's great starting out 1-0, isn't it, and not having to deal with the 0-1.
It's pretty good to start out with a win, for sure, especially a road division win on a primetime game. As you know, I'm a Viking fan, like you just said, and we don't do well on Monday Night Footballs, so I'll take it.
Oh, yeah, it was definitely a rough start to the game, but I don't know how, but J.J. McCarthy throwing that pick six gave momentum to your team instead of theirs.
Legitimately. Yeah, between the pick, well, I feel like it was really the Naylor completion before the end of the first half that set up that little record field goal. I feel like once he nailed that, because that was a 28-yard pass on the money, he's like, oh, shit, I can do this. But then the pick six is what made him angry.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, granted, that's not the way you want your quarterback to start with having such a rough beginning. But with the way he reined it in and was able to come back and win that game, I think that gives you guys a lot of hope. It's right. Not, oh, my God, this guy's the franchise quarterback already, but there's some signs.
Yeah, I saw a lot of, like, Zach Wilson comparisons in the preseason saying, like, oh, he's not going to be much. And obviously, Sam Darnold had the whole, like, oh, I'm seeing ghosts bit. And he's the exact opposite. He's like, oh, I'm getting shellacked here. And I don't know, I'm sure everybody's heard the story because we all have the internet, but Aaron Jones saying that he's just walking into the huddle going, is there any place you guys would rather be as they're down 17-6? And they're just like, oh, shit, like, this guy's not rattled at all. Like, okay, let's go out and do it. And then they put up 21 unanswered points.
Oh, yeah. It massively helps having the bear killer of Aaron Jones on that squad.
It wasn't even him. Mason was our best runner. I mean, Jones obviously was a threat in the passing game, but Mason, that last quarter is breaking off those 15, 20-yard runs.
That's what I really hated about this offseason was seeing him go to you guys because he is a damn good running back.
As you guys trade for Parsons, yeah, let's be worried about Jordan Mason.
Well, as you see, we did that after.
That's fair. You did that as a response.
What's up, y'all?
How's it
going? We were just so scared of Masons, we had to get a Parson. Oh. Are you guys worried about your offensive line at all after what we saw in this game against the Bears?
Not at all. No Darisaw. It was Ryan Kelly and Fries and Jackson's first time taking snaps together as a unit in actual game time. None of them played in the preseason. So they obviously looked a lot better in the second half. Everyone just needed to get the rust off. They needed to gel. Darisaw's supposed to be back on Sunday. He was going to be back this week, but the Bears field is just absolute trash. They didn't want him getting re-injured. So I expect our line to be healthy and way more prepared this next week.
And, well, hello there, Smoking Dad. You got JB's dad on the show.
This one might be my favorite.
Oh.
See if we can get them set up for a family.
Good game, Daniel.
That might be too important.
Oh, yeah. Broski, why, welcome to the show, buddy.
What's up, everybody?
Oh, not much. We got a Vikings fan here from Valhalla Hour talking about how well his Vikings did against your Bears.
I wouldn't even say how well. We played like shit for 3 quarters.
Is
Roasty
someone
knows
in the
me, I like to
background
sort of,
talking? It sounds like someone's talking in the background.
Yeah, it sounds like someone's got like a TV on or something.
It's their TV.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, congrats on the win, Matt. Yeah, I think you got yourself a quarterback. I think McCarthy's already a better quarterback than Caleb.
That's wild.
I really do, and I'm dead fucking serious. Like, he's a leader. His team respects him. That right there, Caleb is not a leader, and the team does not respect him. So that's a big problem unto itself. Besides the fact he can't complete a pass to a wide open guy downfield. So,
How many times?
obviously McCarthy can. I mean, dude, just getting him that, what was it, like a 28 or 30-yard completion at the end of the first half, getting him at the field goal range. Shit, that was big time right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you definitely can't deny his mentality. And like I already brought up with Aaron Jones saying that he's in the huddle down double digits going like, oh, man, it's great being here. It's just kind of his moxie. You definitely can't teach that. That you're just born with that. He is a great leader.
Yeah.
I want to see a few of those drops that people say like, oh, man, Jefferson should have had that. Or, oh, man, Thielen should have had that. He doesn't need to throw bullets for 15 yards either. Like, he needs to definitely work on the touch of his passes. That could cost us some drives.
We saw that on with Jordan Love last year. That's just something that's going to take some time to realize, hey, I got to kind of loft this one in here instead of trying to drive it through the back of the guy's helmet.
Right.
Yeah, Caleb does that too. Caleb has an issue with that, but you know how I look at that with all these overinflated wide receiver salaries? Like, catch the damn ball. Like, if it hits your hands, I don't want to hear an excuse. You're getting paid how much? You know what I mean? But
Right.
But yeah, back to McCarthy real quick. Like, the fact that he looked so bad in the first half, other than that last pass, and then threw that pick six, and then just had it in him to come back and rally the whole team around him. Like, that was something else. And did you see like his crazy guy face he was making at one point? Did you guys notice that at all? He had this like weird ass face he was making, and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, good stuff, man. We'll see you guys again. But yeah, you definitely earned it.
All right. And since we got Bear fan Dan here, what were your thoughts there on that game since we haven't heard it from you yet?
Not surprised that we blew the lead in that. As I said, what's his name, came out there in the third quarter and, did what he had to do, brought him back. And defense defense was shut down. And other than that, one of the things that was our problem was our penalties against 12 penalties for like 127 yards or something. We had that big pass interference call and that, but yeah, we got to give Vikings props and JJ McCarthy props.
Yeah, I was going to say the Vikings did do a hell of a thing to turn that game around. So what are you guys thinking for your next opponents? And we're just going to go right around the panel, and we'll start here with Matt. What are you thinking for Vikings are playing Atlanta, right?
Yeah, Sunday night, back-to-back primetime games. Drake London's questionable. It sounds like he is going to play, but he is banged up. They have arguably the second best running back in the NFL with Bijan Robinson. Obviously, Swift is not Robinson, but the Vikings did also have a top 5 run defense last year, and I don't think we regressed. So I think we'll hold our own pretty well against Bijan. I don't think he's going to go off for like 150 all-purpose yards. I hope that we can contain him. Penix doesn't scare me yet. He looks good, but I mean, him and McCarthy are both kind of underdeveloped, and they're both. I think Penix has 2 or 3 starts in his career. I don't know how many games he started last year. I guess I don't know, but he's still not super developed. They got Kyle Pitts. He's the non-factor. I think offensively we have more gameplay or game makers, and I think defensively we absolutely shit on Atlanta. Atlanta's defense doesn't scare me at all.
All right. Dorn, how about your super amazing take for what's going to happen with the Redskins?
Well, it's going to be a big test for us, I think, for a mobile quarterback. We had a statue quarterback last week, fucking Goff, the statue. But this week we got Daniels, he's more of a running quarterback. So I think we'll be all right. I think the winner of this fucking game is actually going to be like towards, it's going to give the run for Eagles, I think. Because I don't know. But I want to say something about McCarthy, JJ. I thought he did really good in the fourth quarter. I thought he rallied his troops around, like a good quarterback's supposed to. I think it's too early to actually judge him yet, but the way it's looking now, it looks promising, very promising. But with Caleb Williams, he showed why he should be he's a bust, a huge bust.
Wait, John, what is he? What is he?
He's a huge bust, huge bust.
There you go. There you go. That's what I wanted.
I mean, the overthrows. Way too many. Way too many. Quarterbacks can overthrow here and there, but he had way too many way open fucking throws that he fucking overthrew. It was uncalled for. So.
All right, Broski, what's your analysis here of this Detroit Lions game that's going to be happening?
Well, isn't that the basement bowl you're talking about? The basement bowl?
All right, John, that's enough out of you. Well, here's the thing with Detroit. So, like I've been saying all offseason, I think they're significantly worse in the trenches, both sides of the ball this season. I think that played out week one. Granted, the Packers look like they're pretty formidable in the trenches, both sides of the ball. That being said, I even like their front seven, even like Jack Campbell, their cornerbacks, their safeties. I didn't hear Kirby Joseph's name mentioned once. And if you go to the other side, like their O-line, Tate Ratledge looked lost. Mahogany, I call him the fall guy because I've never seen a guard on his back so much in a game. Decker's getting old and crusty. Sewell, even towards the end of last year, this year, he needs to show that he's still like one of the elite tackles in the league. He needs to kind of earn that back. Lions have weapons on offense. I'm hoping the Bears go out there and just like manhandle them, just like push them around. Like that's what the Bears are going to need to do. Really hoping some of their cornerbacks and TJ Edwards, their linebacker, can play this week. Like, I don't make excuses for injuries, but they're a lot better. We'll say they're a lot better team when Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon and TJ Edwards are on the defense. So I'm hoping it's a Bears game. It's never going to be pretty. I just hope they can find a way to punch the Lions in the mouth and come out with a victory, which I think they can do.
All right, there, Andre. You want to give us your prediction on what your Lions are going to do to the Bears?
Well, it's going to be a close one.
Okay, go ahead, Andre. We had a little bit of an issue.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. You.
All right.
Good.
I think it's going to be a close one, though. I don't know. I think it's going to be like 24-27 Lions.
What do you think some of your keys to the game are going to be?
I think getting J-Mo and St. Brown actually more involved this week and actually having the run game get off a little this week. Not saying it should get off a lot, but as long as the play action can get going for Goff to do his thing in the pocket, which if he gets time, because I seen the way the Bears was coming at the Vikings, and their pass rush looks pretty good. So we'll see how it plays out.
All right there, Dan. What are you thinking about the Bears and Lions game?
I think it's a chance of beating them. Ben Johnson going in there and with against his old team and that. But I think gotta see more out of our run game in that. Seeing wasn't that? Swift did run, but need to see more out of him in that. Got to stop Goff and run game. You know, their run game is usually pretty good. But, yeah. Is it Aiden going to play more this week or no?
Yeah.
Okay. All right there, Joe. Who are your Raiders playing and what's your outlook?
The Chargers.
Oh,
On
yeah.
Monday Night
Oh, I
Football.
forgot.
Oh,
Yeah. What are your prospects for this game? Because it should be a good one.
Yeah, that's my prospect. I think it's going to be a good game. I think Gino played really well last week, and he gave me some. You know, it made me excited for the season. Like, he had 360 yards, and the way he was moving the ball around, it wasn't just the Bowers show. Like, Jacoby Myers had almost 100 yards. Dante Thornton had like 50 yards. Trey Tucker had like 50 yards. Michael Mayer had like 50 yards. Like, there's weapons on that offense. So I think it's going to be an interesting game. Obviously I want the Raiders to win, but I'm also, the Chargers look pretty good. I just want us to have a good competitive game. If the Raiders lose a nail biter, I'm not going to go kill myself over it. You know what I mean? The Chargers are a good team. If we can be competitive with them, then I think that bodes well for us for the season. But, the Raider fan in me says, like, kick the fucking Chargers' ass. I hate the Chargers, dude.
With how well Gino did in his opener, is this more of showing how bad Gardner Minshew is as a starting quarterback? Or was it that we were undervaluing Gino a bit?
Both. No, really, like, I do think that Gino has been kind of underrated. Like, he started to kind of get some props for his last couple seasons' performance, but I still right now think, like, there's a lot of people that are like, oh, Gino's trash, and I'm like, he's a lot of things, but trash isn't one of them, dude. Like, he's finished in the top 10 in stats, like, the last 3 years running. And so if people want to sleep on him, I think that's perfect for us. Keep sleeping on him, and he'll just keep having those 300-yard performances. And
So you're saying that Caleb Williams might look good in about 10 years? He has a chance?
he has to go play for the Jets first, Dorn.
Oh, okay.
Oh, God.
Well, that'll probably be coming up probably next year, probably. So,
Yeah, I was gonna say, or become a backup for the Steelers or the Bills. Like,
yeah.
he can hold Josh Allen's clipboard.
well, it's the Pete Carroll effect too. Like, Gino had his best years of his career with Pete Carroll as his head coach, and now they finally got him in Las Vegas, and they just have that connection immediately again. And I mean, we've seen that with KOC, with him being the quarterback guru or quarterback whisperer. Coaching absolutely matters. So when you have an average to slightly above average quarterback and a great coach, you can make good things happen. So yeah, the Raiders should be in a good spot this year. Is Bowers healthy? Well, I saw that it was kind of like they just kind of kept him out because he had already had his bag that game, and it might not be a major injury. But what's it looking like for Bowers going into Sunday or Monday?
Yeah. I think from all indications, he's fine. They just, like you said, you're winning. Like, why stick him back in there and risk getting him hurt even worse when he's your whole, he's the MVP of your team, dude.
Right.
Aside from
Absolute
Max.
stud.
So, and he wanted to go back in. Like, he was running full speed and making cuts on the sidelines and stuff. And they told him, like, nah, we're going to go ahead and keep you out, dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
Joe, we didn't mean to laugh during your take, but Dorn came out with an amazing background that just tickled everyone's fancy.
You know me, I change my bag. I always change my
Hey, all you
background.
guys know. What the hell is wrong with this guy?
Oh,
Dorn,
Are
all
you
you need to
doing it
do is
'cause
add
I'm
some
on here?
tears. Add some
Are
tears
you
to
new to
Dan
Dorn?
Campbell's crying eyes.
oh man. I got to tell you, if this is shocking for you, just stick around.
Hey, speaking of that, Dorn, what do you think about the Lions?
the Fool's Gold Lions, they're in big trouble this year, man. For one thing, they had the wrong offensive and defensive
They're in
coordinator.
big trouble this year.
Their offensive line is garbage, and it's going to be garbage until they fix it next season. Because Decker, he's done. Glasgow, he's done. And they got 2 rookies. I mean, it's just and Penny Sewell. Let's face it, man. Last year, like Broski said, towards the end of last year, wasn't looking the greatest, and now he's starting off not looking the greatest. So it's like they're in for a long season.
And here's the thing, dude. Is like, here's the thing. The Bears, for the first 3 quarters of that game, I thought, man, the Bears are looking pretty good, dude. Like, you know, like both sides of the ball. And then they just shit the bed. So it's like with the Lions-Bears game, I kind of look at it as they're going to take turns trying to give the game to the other team. And then finally someone's going to fail to do that. And then so somebody's going to like basically stumble backwards into a win. You know what I mean?
Hey, Joe, I don't think I could have said it any better myself.
Lions gonna smoke them boys.
You know, it's like the first 10
I don't think the Lions are smoking anybody the way your offense looked last week.
No, I mean, it's like when the Bears' first 10 scripts, I thought, oh my God, I want to eat my words about Caleb Williams, man. You look good. Then all of a sudden, after the 10 script was done, he looked horrible. But he did enough to keep him going.
Mm-hmm.
If like when they play against the Lions, if he plays like he did in the first quarter, they'll beat the Lions easy. But if you don't play like that, I think the Lions win because they're too good of a team. They got too many good players on their team.
Yeah, I just want to know, are we having a Vikings Valhalla Hour invasion here? Here's SoCal. Since you just joined us, what did you think about that Vikings and Bears game?
I think I had a few attacks in there. But I got to give it to McCarthy. When he had that pick 6, he calmed down and he just hit the gas, no brakes.
It was a good showing for a rookie quarterback, you know. I still call him a rookie quarterback because he didn't really get no time last year. Like, even though he's got an advantage over other rookie quarterbacks in that he had a whole year to sit and learn, like, that's a good thing for him, you know. Like, he didn't get the wear and tear on his body, but he got the mental, you know, the mental part of the game for that whole year. Yeah. Well, I shouldn't say he didn't get the wear and tear on his body because he did have, you know, the meniscus, but I thought about that for a second. I'm like, no, well, I guess he did. But what I meant is he didn't get pounded the whole year by defensive linemen. You know what I mean? Like he saved himself like probably 200-300 hits.
Right. Well, I had to hear Packers fans talk about how Jordan Love was a first-year starter going into year 4. So I feel like it's safe to call McCarthy a quote rookie when he missed all of last season.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you ain't out there starting. I'm not giving you any kind of anything besides you're a rookie out there.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, you might have been in the league. You might have ran through all the mental reps. You might have done all the practices, but it's a totally different animal once you're in an actual game with live bullets.
Mm-hmm.
And like he answered a big question. You know, like one thing you want to know about your quarterback is, you know, can he bring us back from double digits in a fourth quarter and win a game? And he showed that he can. There's some other questions to be answered though, like because the first 3 quarters were not impressive at all. Well, he's got some work to do. He's got some work cut out for him, dude. But I'm not shitting on him. Like I actually think he showed, you know, the fact that he was able to bring them back. I think he shows promise. Like
to me, it seems like the Bears defense really they wind it out. And then you start looking better.
They did.
But, so I mean, to me, it's like another thing too. It's like Flores. He hardly even blitzed in the first half. Second half, he blitzed a hell of a lot more, and that's when Caleb didn't look as good. Like, so I don't know. It's kind of
I mean, John, that's accurate, man. Like they really missed TJ Edwards, especially on that touchdown pass to Aaron Jones. I mean, that's what TJ Edwards is known for, being able to move and cover and stuff. And Sewell, it was his first NFL start, and he's like a middle linebacker anyway, so he got burned by Aaron Jones.
Yeah, I was going to say
he plays tough. Yeah, he does play tough, but you know what I mean. He's going to be. So this is what's going to happen. This is what I've been telling Bear fan Ken. Like Tremaine Edmonds won't be on the team next year. They're not going to pay him that crazy amount of money. like they'll make Sewell the middle linebacker because that's what he really is. You know what I mean? As you can see, the guy probably will be a good middle linebacker. He flies around out there. He's just not a cover guy. You know, he's not an outside linebacker and not a weak side linebacker.
Did they get Sewell from Oregon?
Yes. Yep. There was Noah Sewell. Yep. Penei Sewell's brother.
I remember watching him at Oregon. Yeah, he was pretty
I was
good.
wondering if there was a relation.
Yep. Yeah, it's Penei Sewell's brother.
I didn't realize they were brothers.
Yep. So, but yeah, man, they needed those cornerbacks more than anything, though. Like I said, I'm not making excuses because we essentially had a practice squad player get a pick six for us. You know what I mean? So that was a gift right there. But yeah, they missed Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon. I mean, there's no way around it. But yeah, man, moving forward, I wanted to throw a question out there for everybody. What game this week are you most, besides your team's game, are you most looking forward to watching?
The Basement Bowl.
Yeah, it's always division games.
Basement Bowl. Oh, dude. No, actually, that is one that I'm looking forward to because I want to see if the Bears can bounce back from that headache that they got last week. Like, you were winning the game for 3 quarters, and all of a sudden you didn't. So I want to see, like, because I thought they looked pretty good for a little bit. I thought, I don't know. I'm not giving up on the Bears yet. They looked a lot better than the Lions did. I'll say that.
Yeah, definitely. But
So-
think about it, they got Gibbs and they got Monty. So
They got weapons.
Yeah, I'm not counting them out.
The seasons. I'm glad I'll be there. Cause I get to see what this O line. If this O line comes out how it did last week, the Bears will beat us. But if the O line can tighten up, I think it could go either way.
Hey, Andre,
But the game I want to see this week is the Eagles and the Chiefs. That's the game I want to see this week.
There you go.
Hey, Andre, I wanted to ask you a question. If the Lions start out 0-2, are the bags coming out?
No.
If they start 0-3.
Hey, I get paid either way
the Lions
to
will
watch
start
them, so I
0-3.
don't care. I
they
get paid to watch them
okay.
either way, so I don't care.
I think the game I'm looking forward to, and this is an NFC East battle because we have to face both of these teams, is the Giants and Cowboys.
I get what you're saying, but I think at least our 2 teams in the division should walk through these guys. The Bears, maybe, and Detroit, they got a lot to fix.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what,
Giants
I don't
are
care
gonna
what
get
anyone
ran.
says. I've been saying it in the offseason. The Cowboys do not have a bad roster both sides of the ball. I think they beat the shit out of the Giants.
Yeah. That
they
game's
should.
going to be over by halftime, dude.
Yeah.
Since Russell Wilson will be the starting quarterback, I'm expecting them to put up single digits again, somewhere between.
Exactly.
Oh,
But Ken,
Exactly.
I didn't get to hear what you had to say about the Packers and the Commanders because I don't think you're going to run over the Commanders like you did the Lions last week.
Oh, hell no. I don't think that either. And honestly, I don't even care if we don't get any sacks in that game against the Commanders. What I more want to do is run contain against Jaden Daniels. I don't want him beating us with his legs. I want him to have to go out there and pass to get his success. Not saying that he can't pass or he's a bad passer. I just much rather deal with just worrying about defending the pass instead of worrying about defending the pass, the quarterback run. Because if he gets
And
going,
Ken, I'll
that's
tell you
when it
what.
all opens up.
This is going to be one of those games you really appreciate having Michael Parsons because he's
100%.
fast enough and athletic enough to help contain him.
And he knows that team. He knows that team, how they work.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I'm
not only
looking at
that,
these
but
Monday night matchups, man. You got Tampa at Houston, and then the Raiders and the Chargers, man. Those are two really great games, man.
I'm going to let Matt go. Oh, we lost Broski for a sec. I'm going to let Matt go first, and then I'll talk.
oh, sorry. I was just going to say about Washington, like he was saying, having Parsons is going to be huge because him and Gary are obviously the best edge rushing duo in the division. And I don't think it's a secret the Packers' corner room is not the greatest, especially if Bo Melton got banged up. And we saw what Debo and Daniels looked like together week 1, and that connection was immediately there. And Scary Terry wasn't even a factor, and Washington still looked really good offensively, and they improved their run game. So, like, yeah, you're going to need that pass rush because if he keeps connecting with Debo and Scary Terry, Daniels, I mean, he's obviously a stud. That could be a very high-scoring game.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about is if this game gets into a shootout, because we've seen Jaden Daniels. He's got quite a bit of talent in him, and I'm not saying Jordan Love doesn't. I'm just saying that these shootouts are nail biters, and I'm never too big of a fan of nail biters. I want to have us with a 2-score lead the whole way through, but that's not feasible all the time.
Why not, damn it?
Yeah. See, I finally found somebody else with my mentality, damn it. They should be out there just dominating them every play.
Honestly.
Yeah, I honestly I think that Raiders Chargers. I agree with Broski. I think that Raiders Chargers game has a chance to be the game of the week. Like, I don't know if it's going to be as good as Buffalo and Baltimore last week. That's going to be a hard act to top, but I do think it's going to be a good game.
That is a good matchup.
I do agree because you have Super Bowl caliber coaching, national championship caliber coaching. They won them both. I mean, Harbaugh has done it all. Pete Carroll has done it as well. And with Ashton Jeanty, I actually got to give him some credit. I really do like Jeanty. That's why I picked him up for fantasy this year.
He didn't have a great game in game one because the Patriots basically sold out to stop Jeanty. Like, they played the run super tough the whole game.
Yeah,
but
he's going to have to improve on that 2-yard per carry average.
Yeah, well, and Pete, I watched Pete Carroll yesterday. He said that he thought that Ashton wasn't as patient as he usually is. Like, that maybe being in his first game, he was a little bit excited and he was a little bit nervous, and he wasn't seeing things the way that he usually does. So I'll take his word for it. But one thing that I wanted to talk about with that Raiders Chargers game, also, like you talked about the coaching, there's also the Harbaugh versus Carroll rivalry, dude. Like, those guys absolutely hate each other. So that adds a little fuel to the fire. Like, you think that they're both not talking to their teams like, y'all need to go win this one for me, dude. Don't you dare lose to fucking Harbaugh, or don't you dare lose to Carroll, dude. Like, you know what I mean?
Joe, are you saying we might get a geriatric boxing match in the middle of the field?
I don't think so, but I think that there's going to be, it's already a division game, so there's already emotions, tensions are high, but then you add that rivalry in there. I think it's going to get chippy, dude. I can see that. I can see there being a lot of extracurricular activities in that game.
Hey, Joe, Manauer says that Jeanty's trash, and being on the Raiders, his career is pretty much over already.
Yeah, well, Manauer is a Chiefs fan, so he can suck my left nut.
I do got to give a shout out to Manauer, though. I did go out and check his channel there. The dude puts on a pretty good show. He might be a Chiefs fan, but he's all right.
Oh, Manauer has a channel. Okay. I'll go check it out.
I just want to say that, it's a little early to say that Jeanty is trash. Like, I wasn't overly impressed with his performance in week one, but like I said, the Patriots, they sold out to stop the run. They had 10 guys on the box the whole game, so I'm not really upset about it. But you remember, when I wasn't pounding the table for Jeanty in the draft either. I was like, hey, I'd rather go wait and go get a guy like Trevion Henderson, but we got him, so of course I'm going to wish, I'm going to hope that he does his best. I hope that Jeanty pans out. I think it's early to say that he's trash, though.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be a stud. I mean, the Raiders' O-line obviously has some question marks. They're not the greatest O-line. And even established vets, like I said this before the season started, even good teams take 2, 3, 4 weeks to really get back into the swing. We don't know who any of these teams are until about week 4. So, I mean, if the Raiders' O-line can click and Jeanty, gets those nerves off, I wouldn't doubt if he had a 120-yard touchdown game this next week.
Talking about Cowboys earlier, how many drops do you think CeeDee Lamb will have this year?
I can't say shit because JJ had almost as many this last because they had all last season. So.
Yeah, it's almost like these high-priced receivers tied the money bags that they got from the teams onto their wrists. They just keep dropping every damn thing.
It It takes
It's
it
like,
up our
oh, it's so
receivers. No
heavy.
receivers ain't getting talked about no more.
Oh, this money is so heavy. It's so heavy. I can't
Right.
lift my hand.
I mean, across the board, A.J. Brown had a bad game. McLaurin had a bad game. St. Brown had a bad
Honestly,
game.
I think CD Lamb. I don't think CD Lamb will drop a thing this week. I think last week he got enough. You know, he got enough. Got
Stick 'em.
enough praise from his fan base, like for his performance. That I think he's going to be on point, dude.
I heard
Yeah.
that as soon as he got back, he went right to the jug machine, and he was working at jug machine most of the night. Like, what
That's what
the
I'm
fuck?
saying, dude. Like CD Lamb doesn't strike me as the kind of guy who's going to drop multiple passes 2 games in a row. Like he might have a bad game, but he's over his career.
Lamb
he's
and
proven to be
Pickens,
pretty
man. Lamb
reliable.
and Pickens. That's a nice receiver combo, man.
Yeah.
I honestly expect Pickens to have a decent year this year because of being on there with CD Lamb and with all the attention that he's going to garner. That's if he can hold on to the ball. I want to know, did he join the Packers receivers of old of going out and finger banging Medusa? Because it seems like they got hands of stone.
Hey, Ken, you brought up like having CD Lamb drawing attention for Pickens, but also, I mean, look at where he came from. Like, look at the quarterback that Pickens has played with his whole career, and now all of a sudden, like, as much as I'm not a huge Dak fan. We all know that. Like, I shit on the dude, but he's a definite upgrade from what Pickens has had in Pittsburgh for the last few years. So,
Wait, you're telling me Kenny Pickett and Mason Rudolph aren't the second coming?
I'm telling you that they're not even in the same tier as Dak, and Dak isn't even in the same tier as like elite quarterbacks. So, but it's still a step up. So I agree with you. I think Pickens could have a decent year because he's at least got somebody that's competent in the regular season throwing him the ball.
Yeah.
One thing that surprised me about the Cowboys offense was how good Williams was at running back right off the bat. I was not expecting him to go off like that.
See, I expected him to be decent, but I didn't think he was going to be that good. A lot of his issues was while he was in Denver, he dealt with a lot of injuries, and that hampered him a lot. But the guy had always had the potential. Now we might finally get to see the potential, seeing as how he's with Dallas that spent, 3 first-round picks in a row getting an offensive line?
Yeah.
We saw what happened the last time they did that, and it worked out very well for him. So
Right.
he might get the benefit of playing behind a damn good line.
And another quick change of subject. Speaking of first-round old lineman, Donovan Jackson. 0 pressure, 0 sacks, 0 QB, zeros across the board in his first start. And that was with School at left tackle looking like absolute shit. So props to him for having a great first game.
Mm-hmm.
And Will Campbell, on the other hand, I don't think he had a very good game. Like, I mean, he's the 4th overall pick, and like he had a few false starts. He gave up some pressures. I think he might have even given up a sack. Will Campbell didn't look terribly great, in my opinion.
He had a pretty brutal training camp, too, because we had our joint practices against the Patriots, and Grenard and Van Ginkel were just putting him on his back.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not like the Vikings pass rushers or anything to shake a stick at. They're legit pass rushers. So I'm not surprised that in training camp he got beat up by them. It's just, how long is it going to take him to get his feet under him?
Right.
All right,
Mhm.
now I want to get your guys' thoughts on this Buccaneers and Texans game that's going to happen first on Monday. What do you guys think that this is going to go? And we'll start with Broski this time.
Yeah, so I mean, this is a great matchup. Two teams that are, if everything goes according to plan, are going to most likely be division winners. I think Tampa is a more realistic contender for their conference. I have to check the injury report. I know Tampa had a lot of guys banged up week 1. That's gonna be a good game. It's in Houston, I believe. I expect both teams coming out punching each other in the mouth. If healthy, I think Tampa is a better team. If they are healthy, I think Tampa is a better team. I would have to check the spread. I don't know it off the top of my head, I'm leaning as long as there's no, they get some of those guys back who are injured in the trenches. Like I expect Tampa to win that game.
All right.
And by the
now,
way, Egbuka is the man. Egbuka is the man.
I
Like
will
Broski said,
1,000 I will
easily the
1,000
best wide receiver in this past class. Easily.
That's yet to be seen yet, but he had a damn good start.
Oh,
But
Ken's got
before
to hold out hope for Colden. He's like,
you better
not yet.
fucking. But before I give it to Joe to get his take, Steve, don't worry. Jordan and I will make sure we tell Nick all about it.
Yeah.
Nick's already punching holes in the drywall.
So wait, is Nick changing his name to Kyle?
Oh,
All right, Joe, what's your take for this game?
Man, this is a tough one, dude. Because like I went with the Bucks last week over the Falcons, and I like Baker. Like Baker's a winner, man. Like he has that attitude that I like, and even with all the injuries, he still managed to pull it out. But I kind of feel like the Texans' back is up against the wall, dude. Like Stroud I think Stroud is a really good quarterback. He just hasn't really had the benefit of good offensive line play last year, and then this year starting off not so good. But I feel like starting off 0-2 is not a good look, especially like, I know the Colts are supposed to be garbage, but they kicked the shit out of the Dolphins, dude. And maybe it's just that the Dolphins are that bad, but starting off 0-2 in that division, like you could still probably make up the ground, but I don't know. I think the Texans need this game is what I'm saying. I think they might just bounce back because Stroud needs this game.
All right, there's Sir SoCal.
so I want to say that I think it's going to be the Houston Strouds. I mean, Texas. If you watch Tom Grossi, you'll know who I'm referring to. Houston definitely needs this one. It would be a huge morale killer to go 0-2 with DJ Stroud with that offense. I'm going with Houston on that one.
Okay. All right, there, Dorn.
Well, I think Houston's going 0-2. I like Mayfield. I think the Bucks' chances, and that receiving core is fucking something special. I think they got something going there.
All right,
Shit,
Matt.
their running back is good too.
Yeah.
Bucky Irving, dude.
All right, there, Matthew. What's your takes on this game?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be close. Like you guys said, Bucky Irving's a stud. Ibuka's a stud. Baker's a winner. Tampa's just a more developed team. I really like CJ Stroud like everyone else in his rookie year. I thought last year he really, really regressed. Yeah, you could say, well, Nico Collins is hurt and Tank Dell was hurt and Stephon Diggs. Like, those are all legitimately valid excuses. But I don't think those areas have been improved in their O-line. They're starting Vikings cast-offs on their O-line. So if the Vikings O-line, you can't cut it, and you're I just don't see their offense able to keep up with these shootout teams like Tampa. They obviously have a really good edge rushing duo in Houston, so maybe their defense can keep them in it a little bit. But I think the Bucks beat them by double digits. I don't think it's going to be close.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go with Matthew on this one. I don't think this game is going to be close because Houston, I think, is going to bumble around for the first month or so in the season until they can try to get that offensive line patchwork job working, because they lost a lot with that offensive line these past 2 years, and you are not doing CJ Stroud any favors over there in Houston, especially with him dealing with one receiver that's got an exploded knee that's not going to be back till next year, and you decided to move on from Stephon Diggs and didn't bring in too much firepower to help him out. I think Houston loses this one, and it's going to be because of Baker Mayfield doing the Baker Mayfield thing of putting the team on his back and lighting it up.
I like Baker.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like Baker a lot. I've always liked Baker.
He's had a career resurgence.
Brown's gave up on him too easy, man. I mean, he should have been with the Browns. I think he's going to make the Browns a lot better. But the best thing for him actually when he went to Tampa and redid his career, and now look at him.
Yeah, there's just some teams that just can't develop quarterbacks. Chicago.
What, you mean never having a 4,000-yard passer is indicative of having absolute dog shit at
To
quarterback?
develop a quarterback, you
Just not
first have
having
to
a
draft a
4,000-yard
competent
passer.
quarterback.
It's also they've never had a passer pass for 30 touchdowns in a season. I looked that up. They've never had a
Cutler
30
never had
touchdown.
30.
They've never had 30.
Yikes.
Really?
Not even Cutler. Not even Cutler.
I
I
Hey,
would have
Joe,
sworn.
we'll
Cutler-
see your weak ass team week 4 with your little bust of a running back.
Speaking about Nick,
Oh, Broski didn't like that. Oh, you could tell like he's a little salty about that one. Like
I'd say the Vikings kicker on Monday stole the show because he tied the record for longest field goal in Soldier Field history.
Right.
There you
hey,
go.
Philip Bowers hasn't missed a game yet, so let's just wait and see. All right, bud.
what
Go ahead and fit that man for a jacket while you're at it.
didn't the Lions kicker have a tackle and Hutchinson had 0?
Ooh.
I read something about that. The kicker had more fucking tackles than fucking Hutchinson. It's like, wow.
Yeesh.
Hey, I
You mean
want to get your
defensive
guys'
player of the
picks
year,
on the Raiders
Hutchinson?
Chargers game.
What were you saying, Joe?
I want to get your guys' picks on the Raider Charger game. I'm sure most of you guys are going Chargers, but
Yeah.
I want to hear it.
I don't know.
Well, let's go around. We'll hit Broski.
Start with Broski because this should be interesting.
Yep, that's what I was going to do. I'm going to save you and I for last, Joe.
I mean, I think it's evident that the Raiders did a lot to improve themselves this offseason, starting with the coaching. Adding the quarterback. The game is in Vegas, I believe. All good things. I just think they're running into a force of nature right now, and honestly, like I always say this, most games are won in the trenches. I don't think they match up very well against the Chargers in the trenches. I think this is going to be Omarion Hampton's breakout game. I think he's going to just fucking run crazy on the Raiders, and yeah, I mean, I expect the Chargers to win probably by 10 points.
Okay, all right. There's Sir SoCal.
Having lived in the AFC West market for a good portion of my life, I know these two teams' histories. I know the fans' histories, and some of it's not pretty good. Having said that, two Super Bowl caliber teams, I'm going to go with the Raiders on this one. I got you. They're good.
All right, there, Dorn.
Well, I gotta go with the underdogs, the fucking Raiders. Raiders on Monday Night Football. Come on, Raiders. Yeah, I got Raiders. I was gonna say tie, but I can't do it.
Yeah, if anybody's not preview to our back chats, which everybody isn't, that Doran has been screwing himself with some of these because we've been handing out whoever predicts the game winner the closest some memorabilia for their team. And Doran would have been right if he would have gave his real take.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard not to troll, man.
Yeah. No more ties for me.
Cost yourself a Jordan Love mini, dude.
And no more 46-3 or some shit like that. Unless you're playing the Lions, I don't know. Fuck.
All
The new
right.
Gold Lions.
Oh, Dorn, can you give it to us? Because it seems like those Lions are from yesteryear.
Oh, the Fool's Gold Lions. Or the same old Lions.
There you go. I was going to say, don't be a cock tease.
I got to go to the back end of it.
All right,
John,
man.
solid work earlier when we were in Russ's chat. Solid work,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
It's Russ's worst nightmare seeing me and Dorn in the chat at the same time.
Oh, I know.
All right, Matthew, what's your take on the game?
The Chargers obviously beat the Chiefs last week, but that's because Quentin Johnson finally figured out how to catch. We'll see if he can continue that on a weekly basis. I don't think he will. Herbert's a stud. I think where the Raiders have the edge is they're the fucking Raiders. Like, they're all grit. Max Crosby, all grit. Geno established. GNT, he's going to find his footing. Myers is a good receiver. Pete Carroll's a great coach. I think the Raiders are, as the underdog, I think they're going to shock. They'll probably win by like a field goal. It's not going to be a domination. If the Chargers do win, same thing. I don't think it's going to be by more than a score. It should be a really close game, but I think the Raiders and just their grit, their edge, will find a way to win. I think Quentin Johnson will regress. Hampton, we'll see if he has a breakout game or not. I'll take Raiders.
All right. Well, Joe, since you're my buddy and my co-host for the MMA show that's going to be happening later today, I hate to do this to you, but I picked the Chargers to win the division. So I got to go with the Chargers in this one. But I will say it's a close one for the fact of it seems like the Raiders are on the upward trend. I do think that they're still probably a year to 2 years out from being a threat for the division.
How rude.
Well, at least so far, it seems like their right tackle that they used to replace Joe Alt that swung to left seems to be working out good. All right, Joe, go ahead.
That didn't go the way I thought it was going to go at all.
Yeah.
I thought most people were going to pick the Chargers, and I wouldn't blame them. Like, the Chargers looked good. Herbert has had I don't know if you can really call it a resurgence under Harbaugh.
Joe, I hate to interrupt you, but we got some promotion to do. Well, yes, Fred, we have an MMA show called MMA Maniacs, and we broadcast it on Huddle Sports Network on Facebook and YouTube and on our Roku channel. It is at 2 p.m. Central, and you're always more than welcome to join us. And we even let people come and join the panel too. All right, Joe, go ahead. Sorry for interrupting you.
No, you're good. I don't know. I don't blame people for picking the Chargers. Like, the Chargers are. I picked them to win the division this year as well, and I agree with you. I think we're about a year out from being serious. Seriously competing for the division. But I also felt like if everything went right for the Raiders this year, like if they were able to not have a bunch of injuries and Chip Kelly's offense was effective, that they could possibly push for a wild card. So, I mean, that's like everything going right. But this game, I think, is like with it being the Harbaugh-Carroll rivalry, and traditionally, like, Carroll has gotten the better of Harbaugh in their rivalry in their games. I think that trend continues. And
absolutely is. And when we start the show, we'll put the link out in the comments for it, and all you got to do is click the link, and you're more than welcome to join.
Yeah, I also agree with Broski's pick. I think that this game is going to be won and lost in the trenches. I just don't necessarily agree with him that we don't match up with the Chargers in the trenches. I think the Raiders' defensive line is pretty good. It's not, a top 5 unit, but they're good enough. Tyree Wilson is starting to play. I don't think he's ever going to live up to the place he got drafted at this point. Like, I don't think he's ever going to be like a game wrecker of a pass rusher, but he does have a lot of versatility. He can go inside and play defensive tackle. He's starting to develop more than one pass rush move. So I think it's going to be a close one, and I'm going to say a field goal either way. Like, I'm not going to pick. I'll say the Raiders by a field goal.
I was going to say, come on, Joe, you got to do it.
Yeah, but I don't want to be a homer. Like, I do think the Raiders are going to win, but at the same time, like, I wouldn't be surprised if they lose because the Chargers are a good team. And
Joe, if we don't homer for our teams, who the fuck is gonna? Our rivals aren't going to give us the win.
Yeah, but when you homer though, you kind of lose credibility when you talk about other things, And so it's like to me, my credibility is more is important, Like.
So you're saying Crosby's not going to be a fucking game wrecker or something then?
I think Crosby is going to be one of the reasons why we win. Like,
He's
because
gonna eat.
here's one thing. Here's one thing you want to talk about matchups in the trenches, right? Crosby mostly plays on the left side, meaning he goes up against the right tackle. That would have been Joe Alt, but since Rashawn Slater is out and now they moved Joe Alt to left tackle, that means Crosby is playing the replacement tackle. So I think Crosby's going to have a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Joe Alt sure handled Crosby last season.
In the first game.
That's a good point, though. That's a good point. And that's really why that's one of the factors, like, I was considering where, like, Harbaugh, man, like, this is probably going to be the game where he just bucks up and runs right at people because that being one of the reasons. I just think Hampton's going to have a huge game this game.
I don't necessarily disagree with you, but the Raiders' run defense looked pretty solid last week. I don't know, but I like Hampton. You're right. I liked Hampton coming out. I thought, I actually said, like, if I was the Raiders, I would have traded down from 6 to like somewhere in the mid-teens and still got Hampton and picked up an extra pick. I think Hampton's going to be really good.
Yeah, it's going to be a great matchup. It's a great matchup.
Hey, Ken, how'd you like your huge bust at Caleb Williams? The huge bust. I mean, he lost you that game. What do you have, like 20 overthrows and
Maybe their next top 10 pick at quarterback will hit on like these last 3.
Yeah.
Oh man, hey, I just had a funny thought. Dorn, next time instead of saying Caleb is a huge bust, you should say the only place you'll find busts that big is in Canton. No. Oh man.
Yeah.
No, I haven't given up on Caleb, man. I still, I don't know, man.
I have the same thoughts that I had when he was getting drafted. The kid has all the talent in the world to play quarterback. It's the question of between the ears. If he can ever figure that part of it out, and Ben Johnson could be the one to teach it to him. I'm not going to say that that's not possible because we've seen how good Ben Johnson did with the Lions. If he can do that with Caleb, he's going to be something you got to watch out for.
I just want him to turn into like.
I don't see anything you guys are seeing.
I want him to turn into a Russell Wilson.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like the locker room's always going to hate him. He's never going to be a leader. But if he's actually good at quarterback, that'll make up for it. He has to at least get to the point where he's good at playing quarterback. You know what I mean? So we'll see.
I actually can see him actually be benched fucking this weekend, fucking like halftime, and Bajan coming in to win the game for him.
Tyson Bajan.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. If you bench him this early in the season, like you might as well just send him packing.
Yeah, there's no chance they will. There's no chance they will.
But did you see fucking Ben Johnson on the sidelines? Man, he was like, he said, "Fuck this shit." He was fucking, man, he was
That's
pissed.
good. I mean, that is legit though. Like he was noticeably like fucking aggravated.
He was.
Well, shit. Any head coach is going to be pissed right off when you're getting penalties at just about every third snap.
He's not a rookie. Yeah. He's not a rookie. I mean, this stuff's, he's doing rookie mistakes.
And he didn't put the time in the offseason, and he paints his nails. It's like, bench his ass.
Well, my biggest knock on Caleb coming out of the draft was if you looked at his stats, and I got knocked every time I brought this up, but his stats versus non-25 top defenses, fantastic. His stats versus top 25 defenses in college, 6 touchdowns, 6 picks, like a 70 passer rating, not good. So every NFL defense is better than the best college defense. So if he can't figure that out, he's going to be a 50-50 guy his entire career.
On that note.
Yeah, exactly, Dorn. You took the words right out of my mouth, buddy. We want to thank everybody for watching, especially thank you guys that took your time to comment. Thanks, everybody that was on the panel with me this morning. Have yourselves a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, it's go, Pack, go.
Yeah, yo, it's game time, ain't no messing around. Huddle Sports Network, the best in town. From NFL rumors to the latest trends, we got all your sports, just tune in, my friends. Catch us on